Welcome to another discussion in Mindset 101, where we try to think about situations and how to navigate them better over time. Today I wanted to do a quick one talking about a classic opener in StarCraft and StarCraft 2 that sometimes happens in other games, and it's called, as you can see on the lovely board over here, Good Luck, Have Fun, abbreviated as GLHF. Now, this is an etiquette thing that StarCraft players do, and sometimes players in other games will do, but not as consistently as what I've seen in StarCraft. They type GLHF at the start of the game at each other as a respectful nod to your opponent. Now, a lot of people would say, well, that's just etiquette or just being too nice. Why should I do that? I don't need to do that. That's not important to me. And I hear you. It's something that you do not have to type. But I would like to argue why it's good to do that just purely selfishly for you. The reason Good Luck, Have Fun is good for yourself is because you establish a lot of positive things by doing so. For one, you indicate that your opponent is worth acknowledging in some way. That's granting them some level of respect. This makes you come across as a more decent than average person because you're willing to take the time to press, 6 keys? Enter, GL, space, no, 7 keys. Something like that. 7 keys, and you can say something that's nice and respectful as a nod to your opponent. So it gives you that good first impression. Another thing is it's a show of confidence. If you're able to wish your opponent good luck, that must mean that you don't really need it for yourself. If anyone has seen Dune or read the books, there's a famous mantra that they say before a knife fight, may thy knife chip and shatter, which is sort of like, I hope you have bad luck, which might be good in the sense of you want to take every possible edge that you can, but someone who is truly confident wouldn't really need luck to win. They would have a better plan, better fundamentals, better mechanics, and more drive and passion to win the match. So wishing your opponent good luck is confident. It's not just being nice. You're establishing discipline for yourself in having a consistent opener in what you do. You're being respectful to your opponent by saying good luck, have fun. And then also you're showing some confidence that you don't need all the luck for yourself. Your opponent could get lucky and you could still outplay them. And then wishing your opponent to have fun as the second half of that. That I feel like reminds us of our core purpose of why we play video games. Below a tournament level, we're pretty much all playing for fun, right? And even at a tournament level, the reason you're doing that esport is because it's so fun for you that you devoted so much of your life to this game. So good luck, have fun, I feel like is a very nice opening phrase that acknowledges your opponent. It acknowledges that there's some level of chance involved, and it's not all just up to the players. There's some variation in the map, variation in how the players are doing for their condition, variation in the distractions that can come up. So GLHFing at the beginning is a strong move. And another key element of this that I feel like is great is by granting your opponent some base level of human respect, you're going to be less upset in the case that you do get outplayed or in the case that you lose. If you lose, but you lose to someone who's respectable, then you would immediately go into wondering how they did it. You would have a student mind when it comes to losing to someone who's respectable. A lot of gamers go into a match already loathing their opponent, thinking of them as just the worst trash of all gamers, because they feel very egotistical about themselves and they feel bitter toward the community or toward others. But there's a problem here. If you lose to someone who you consider to be trash, that means that you're even more trash. And that's very upsetting. So you can see why not GLHFing and opening with bad manners can often set someone up to be a very bitter gamer, because they're losing to people that they don't respect and who they perceive to be less talented, less skilled, and dumber than themselves. It's very silly. And one thing that I was talking with Chad about the other day, and the reason that I'm having GLHF be its own Mindset 101, is because I was asking a pro Dota team and some other people, is there a Dota team that has managed to all 5 of them say GLHF at the start of their matches? And I don't think this has happened. There are teams who are famous for having certain bad manner moves, like they all tip at the same time to upset the enemy team. But to be disciplined and well-mannered is something that I haven't really seen much of. So I issue a challenge. If there's anyone who wants to have slightly more calm, slightly better gaming experiences, try typing GLHF at the start of your matches. Even if you're in a sour mood, try to GLHF at the beginning because it exerts self-control over yourself. You're able to make yourself do that. You have a performance ritual, which is kind of a mental check to see how focused you are. You get to spread good vibes in your community and with your opponents, and you set a good example for your teammates as well. And then for 4, you respect the difficulty of the game and you express appreciation for the game as well. These are really beautiful games. If there's an esport around a game and lots of people who play it and watch it, there's some cool stuff going on there. Am I trying to say any Dota teams do not exist? I'm trying to say that Dota teams haven't thought about being well-mannered professionals in the sense of trying to be disciplined and set a good example. It's a very bad boy culture when it comes to how they approach gaming, where it's about being edgy, saucy, cutting others down, holding the enemy team hostage, holding their allies hostage with griefing their items and destroying stuff. It's a nasty kind of culture they've got going on there. So for someone like me, who went from playing a bunch of StarCraft 2 to then playing some Dota, it made me realize how strong it is to type GLHF and how I think that's a major edge in me not losing my shit whenever I'm playing these matches. I GLHF because I respect all the other players in the game because they're human beings who share my hobby. I'm going to say that again because that's a really important take home for you. The reason I say GLHF at the beginning is because I appreciate my peers who share my passion for the same hobby. These are your brothers and sisters in gaming. If they're playing the same game as you, clearly they have similar taste. And if they didn't play the game, you would have no opponents and you would be on an island doing single player. Which maybe you would like that, but most of the people who are BMing others require the other people to even play the game. So GLHF is something that you can do that gives you more consistency in your play. It sets a positive tone for the match. It sets a positive example in the scene. It's a buffer against getting tilted that you lost to idiots. And yeah, it's just a nice self-control workout. So I challenge you, whether you're playing Overwatch, Dota, League of Legends, StarCraft 2, Stormgate, whatever the case may be, saying GLHF at the beginning is a really good habit to build because of all the benefits that it gives you personally and it gives other people too. So you don't have to GLHF, that's fine, but I'm a big advocate for it. I think it helps us game better. And similarly, to type GG or well played at the end of the match and good luck next is another step in a similar vein of consistently deciding to be mannered and not letting other people push you off of that. Because if your manners are stronger than their bait to try to piss you off, sometimes that pisses them off even more. My grandma always told me, kill them with kindness. If people are really mean to you, you can just be relentlessly loving kind to them and hope that they're okay. And not even care that they're attacking you, because the reason they're attacking you is because they're hurt on the inside. So just to relentlessly continue to be positive, to GLHF, to GG well played, even if it didn't feel like the best match of all time, to say GG well played is also a show of strength for you at the end of the match. If you are strong enough to lose and still GG, that shows you have humility. That shows that you have things that you can learn. That shows that you acknowledge that you made mistakes. And it also shows that your opponent did some things well. It's a powerful move. It's not something that's just, oh, you should do it because it's etiquette or because it's nice. You should consider the reasons for why people GLHF and why people GG. It's strong. I think it's really, really good. And I feel like the Dota ladder and the League of Legends ladder and a lot of these different matchmaking communities would be dramatically improved just by adding this as a habit that people get into. Because if you start off on a nasty foot, it's very easy to play a nasty game and just be gross to people. But if you start off with the GLHF, it puts you a little bit greater distance from that kind of bullying behavior. So I would absolutely advocate, if you are a gamer, try to GLHF. Just try it. If you don't believe me, try it for a day, maybe 10 matches or something, and see if you feel any different. Because to me, giving people respect, considering that they have an awesome brain that has billions of cells in it, so many cells in their brain, that deserves some base level of respect. So I can take the time out of my day to type GLHF to someone who shares my passion for gaming, who's a fellow human being who lives in this technological future and enjoys the same shit as me. GLHF others, it will help you and it will help your community. I have spoken. This is a quick Mindset 101. Try it in your games. GLHF. Let's go.